Hi, welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. My name is George Alger. Today's episode is part of our special Ventura County faith-based series. And joining us is Rabbi Lisa Bock, representing the Jewish community of Ojai. Welcome, Rabbi Lisa. And can you give us a brief description of the core beliefs of Judaism?
Sure. Well, I just want to say, George, thanks for having me on today. Okay, core beliefs of Judaism. One, we're in relationship with the divine. We have a relationship with God. We also have obligations to one another, to other people in our relationships, and also with the world, and with the earth, and with God. So we look at life through a lens of obligation, what it is that we are supposed to do here today, what God wants us to do. Another thought that we have in Jewish life is that we have been given free will, and we have within us the inclination, as we have this belief that within us human beings, we have this inclination to do either good or bad or somewhere in between, and that through learning and study, we can refine ourselves and improve ourselves. We're very hopeful people in that way. And that much of what we're supposed to do is to heal our world, bring goodness to the world, and that includes mitzvot, also understood as commandments. And we have way more than 10 commandments. We have what are called the 613 mitzvot, which are all rules and instructions that are derived completely from the 5 books of Moses or the Torah. And then, if that isn't enough, and of course we have many more that are elucidated in the Talmud, and the Talmud is a body of work that's almost 2,000 years old, and through discussions and stories, it is both, it sets down both a body of law as well as stories of our sages and so forth. And really what I like to teach is that I think the whole Torah is brought to us to make of each of us a mensch, so that we can, what it means is a good person, and so that we can all learn as human beings how to get along and make our world a better place. And we have the inclination to be selfish, we have the inclination to be altruistic, and we also recognize that we need to do a little of both. And because we have to get jobs and go and do things that are serve ourselves and our families, but we also have to be looking out for what else is going on in the world and what we can do to help others. So it is that balance between the two. So very much about this obligation of to the world, to our children, to future generations, to others, and that we must work towards that. I think that gives a sense, at least a bit, is that we have a hopeful attitude towards life, that we can do something, that we must do something, and we're obligated to do something. And this is in relationship with God and trying to figure out what God wants from us, and being in relationship with God and asking God for help and in our endeavors, and that we're doing the right things and have the strength and the courage and all that it takes to do that.
Thank you.
And believe me, there's lots more I could say about that. You understand?
I am sure of that. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Could you provide some examples of the benefits to participants of Judaism?
Sure. I think that absolutely. One is community. Another, just kind of list a few: community, ethics, ritual, as well as faith. community. We have a whole family story, all the way dating back all the way to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. We're this big family that then becomes tribes, and really we then end up all over the world. And we have a heritage that connects us all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that's reflected in our daily prayers. And so this is a common story that we have, but it's more than that. We get together for, yes, prayer and synagogue, but we also get together for things that are like baby namings, for a bar and bat mitzvah ceremony, so coming of age ceremonies when they turn 13 for our sons and daughters. Also, we're together not only in the good times, but also in the times that are so difficult in life, which is the death of a loved one. And the support of the community comes in with what we call Shiva, which is what we observe after a funeral. Traditionally, a person who is mourning will sit for a week, and people, their community, will come to them and bring them food and pray with them and share stories with them. And so people are not alone. They have community. And so we have all of this life experience. And also, I mentioned ethics. Judaism is very much about what we're supposed to do in the world and how we're supposed to behave. And so much of Talmud study and even some Torah study is about the ethics that we're supposed to learn and how we're supposed to be in life, how to conduct ourselves, and how to get along. I said this earlier, how to get along with other human beings and make sure that we're doing the right thing. And then also ritual. We have rituals that, like bar and bat mitzvah, and also Shabbat candles on Friday night. We have two candles. One is to remember Shabbat, and the other candle represents keeping Shabbat. And so we have rituals that bring in action what it is that we believe and do, and reminds us. So beautiful, beautiful rituals. The other thing that I think is a beautiful benefit in Judaism is a calendar that goes through the whole year, every year. And then, of course, we have life cycles through our lives. So I mentioned baby namings, and I mentioned bar bat mitzvah. We also have marriage and weddings. People choose to convert to Judaism. There are, of course, funerals and so forth. So we have these demarcations through life, but we also have holidays through the cycle of a single year. And within that, we have Passover, and we have Shavuot, and then we have the high holy days that generally occur right around September, October. And then we have, later on, we have Hanukkah. So we have these and more holidays, those are the biggies, throughout the year that really give us a sense of the timing of the year. And in parallel with that, we have the stories that are the chapters in our Torah that we also read throughout the whole year. So this provides, why is this a benefit? I think it provides us with a structure, as well as Shabbat every week. That being Jewish means that we have something that we're doing every week, and then sporadically through the year where the holidays pop up, and we can kind of time the part of the year to these holidays. And these, of course, are holidays where families gather. Sometimes it's a whole community that gathers. And so there's this ongoing connection and involvement, and kind of a structure for life, and all that brings. Yeah.
Wow, well said. Well, we're just about out of time. I wonder if you could sneak in a website where people could go to find out more.
Absolutely. Our website is ojaitemple.org. So ojaitemple.org.
Very good.
Well, new website. We're very proud of it.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Rabbi Lisa. We're going to wrap things up here.
Thank you, George.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.